Ride away, baby. Take some time.
Okay, so I got some items here that everybody should have. I'm gonna say like this winter on hand, and this winter and every winter moving forward. Especially because as we've seen, the flu or coronavirus, whatever, things that come along when the temperature drops. You never know what's going to happen in the world. It might be another protest. It might be, another quarantine situation. Whatever happens, outside of your home, you want to be able to control, your situation. So if you got the things that you need, you don't really have to run out and panic to get the things that you need to sustain yourself and your family. So I got some items here that everybody should have in abundance. So I just have one version of these things, but me and my partner, we have, this stuff is on deck. You feel me? So number one, H2O. You find this at your Dollar Tree, Whole Foods. They have the same source. These are gallons for $1. So there's no excuse for any of us to not have H2O on deck. You can get the 6-pack for $6, and like they say that we should be drinking at least a half a gallon of water a day. So let's say, me personally, I would say you should have enough food to last you for 3 months. Food and water. So if you got a family, you got to make sure that you have enough to sustain you all. So if you're in a survival situation, you're not gonna drink all your water every day. You're not gonna drink a half a gallon because you have to, balance it out. So yeah, H2O, that's number one. Black beans. We on the alkaline wave. These are not alkaline, but in a survival situation, in a situation where you can't run out every single day, black beans are good. I always say eat the rainbow. You eat the dark foods, your black rices, your black beans, your purple, whatever the fruits and herbs and everything. Make sure you eat the rainbow. So black beans is always good to have on deck as a part of your survival kit. All right. You got forbidden black rice. This is another variety of rice. It's similar to the wild rice. I'm gonna get to this later. This sprouts really easily. It only take about maybe a day or so, sometimes a few hours. You can sprout this in your windowsill just by sitting in the water. I'm gonna actually do another tutorial showing people how to sprout another time. This is a great brand. It's organic. You want to have foods that you can sprout, foods that you don't have to put a lot of heat to, foods that will maintain their nutritional value while they might not be being eaten. So forbidden black rice is one of my number one go-to survival foods. Okay, Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts is great for my protein people, and it gives you 174% of your daily selenium. So when you're trying to protect yourself, your vessel from viruses, you always want to have selenium in your diet. So Brazil nuts is the highest content alkaline thing that you can consume that will get you there. Okay, we have dry figs, really good for the gut. They hold their value for a while, so this is something great to have on deck, and it tastes really good. Goji's here. These are not alkaline, but they are berries. I'm not even gonna say they're not alkaline. I think it depends on what soil they grow in and where they come from, but Goji's hold their nutritional value really good. All of the dry fruits are good to keep in a situation like this because they are dried out by the sun or by dehydrator, and the nutrient density will go up when you preserve the fruit. Got some dried bean cherries. All dry berries are good, like I said before. So dried cherries, dried blueberries, dried whatever kind of berries you can find. If they're dried and they don't, you always want to check to make sure that the ingredients doesn't have sorbate, which is, I think it's AKA for salt, or like some type of artificial thing that we don't want in our body. So make sure that it's just the ingredient: pitted, dried Bing cherries. All right. Got our prunes. Same deal with the other dried fruits. Hold their nutrition, good for the gut. And as you can see, pitted California dried plums, no additives. A lot of the items that you see here are from Trader Joe's, so you can pretty much go to Trader Joe's and get this really affordably, and it won't break the bank, and you'll have your kit. So wild rice is great. Is one of the best things to have in your survival kit. It's alkaline. So when you sprout this, it's becoming food medicine, or it is food medicine. You want to keep things in your kit that are easy to make, easy to consume. You might have to soak them in a little water or something, but you don't want to have you don't want to have to have heat. You don't want to have to boil. You don't want to have things that you can, eat on the go, or that you can make. Like literally, you take this, sit in a mason jar by a quarter, fill it up with water, and this will sprout over a day or so. Wild rice, you gotta have this. Okay, so for all my 100% alkaline people, here's an item that's not completely alkaline, but in terms of sustaining yourself, getting the different minerals and the different things that you need, especially, a little bit of starch may not hurt you in a fasting situation. So yeah, you got to do some typical plantain chips. So you can just throw a couple of these, even if you don't eat them on a regular basis. You can just have these in your kit to bring in a variety of different minerals and vitamins, things that you need. This is big here. Module dates. You can get any kind of dates. High in iron. These are, the natural simple carbs. So this is like one of the best things that you can consume. Like you really could be fasting and you could eat a few of these, maybe one or two, and they will definitely give you energy in a fasting situation, and different minerals and vitamins that you need to sustain. So module dates. Got our garbanzo beans, aka chickpeas, and this is as you can see, I got this for a little under $5. Well, $4.60. And this is one of the things that you want to have on deck. The only thing about chickpeas, the dry version, is that to prepare these normally you have to soak them and then boil them. So in a survival situation, let's say your gas and electric is not working and you cannot get a flame, you will have to sprout these using the sun, maybe a little bit of heat, and it's just gonna take you some time. But water, dry them out. It's a process. You can go on YouTube. You can check out many different videos on how to sprout garbanzo beans. This is heavy hitter protein. So I got some raw organic honey here. My suggestion, like OG said, Dr. Sabi, if you're gonna consume honey, it should be from outside of America. So this here is Brazilian honey. Manuka works good. You can use honey for many different medicinal properties to help the gut, skin, many different things. So this is just something that you want to have in your survival kit. It's one of those things you can use for many different things. So we got our hemp seeds. This is one of the most important things. As we know, protein is just a group of amino acids. So this is one of the heavy hitters, especially for moms that are nursing or carrying a child. This is something that's important for them to keep in their diet. If you have a child or a mom that's unable to breastfeed, you can also make the formula with sea moss, bladderwrack, dates, and hemp seeds. Walnuts, protein. One of the main reasons why I'm doing this video is to bring attention to us being able to take care of ourselves. So if there's a meat shortage, you don't want to have to depend on meat to sustain yourself, because when you go on a limited diet, your body will go into detoxification mode. You don't want to have to go into a detox, not purposely, or you don't want to have to panic when the pharmacy doesn't have the medication that you take every day. That's why it's important to take care of yourself before anything happens. You stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. So my next item, I get these from Traders. They're little apple coconut. Just some little apple coconut, like like a Nutri-Grain type bar, but it's just raw fruits and veggies put together. Apples and coconuts, that's it. So yeah, you can go get a pack of these. It's $15, and these will help to sustain you and your family for some time. Just you make sure you treat you balance everything out. So we got our raw sunflower seeds. I'd say keep it raw to maintain the nutritional value. No heat, no cold, nothing that's happened to this except for it's been cooked and prepared by the sun. So the same with all the other nuts. If you can, you want to at least soak your nuts for like 15 to 30 minutes before you consume them. All nuts have enzyme inhibitors. So any of these nuts or seeds that I've showed, they all have enzyme inhibitors. Their goal is to make it through your digestive tract and make it down to the ground, fertilized by the animal or the organism that consumed it. So that's why we want to soak our nuts. On a side note, if you're preparing cheeses or different things, you can take any of these nuts and soak them overnight, season them up. That's how you make your cheese. Red organic quinoa, you can get any color, tricolor, white, or red. Quinoa is, goes into the category of the seeds and nuts, like I said. So, but a great thing about this is it doesn't take long to sprout these. You can literally probably put these in water for a few hours, and they may not be fully sprouted, but over a day or so, they will begin to sprout. You'll start to get a little funk in the jar. It smells good, but it'll let you know that they are actually sprouting. So red quinoa. What I got here is these are the canned version of the chickpeas, the garbanzo beans. You want to keep these on deck because let's say you don't have time to sprout something over the course of a few days. These are actually already soaked pretty much. So I would say you take them out, soak them for a few hours, and dig in. It's not gonna be tasty, but keep your ass alive. It's okay. Coconut milk. These are really good. I've tried them myself personally. Most of the time, I'm not a fan of coconut. After it comes out of the young coconut. But in this situation, they did a great job of preserving the natural flavor and essence of what a coconut is. If you're in a fasting situation, you take one of these and drink it a day, you'll be good. You'll be good to go. Also, if you're sprouting your different rices and the different items that you making on your survival tip, you can always use this as a base or dressing or something to spice up your meal. So raw organic coconut milk. So right here I have Jackson, and this is Parasite. I also have another compound called Lotus. This isn't really necessarily about having any particular herbs or another on hand, but what I want to stress is that you want to have your different herbs, your different natural medicines, your different holistic things and ingredients on deck, so that when the time comes, you know how to take care of yourself and your family. If you get sick, well, most importantly, if you be proactive with your health holistically, you won't have to worry about getting sick. You won't be able to have to worry about someone else getting you sick, because your immune system will already be full-fledged functioning nitrous oxide. So But here's an example of, I have the Cell Cleaner Jackson. This is my main compound that I sell. It cleans the cells in the blood. And this one here removes mucus and parasites from the gut. So if you need assistance, you want to clean out the body, this is actually the 30-day detox. Jackson and Paris. And last but not least, you want to have your sea moss on deck. Because this will give you almost all of your daily minerals of the body. Like, you know, they say 92, 102. I'm going to say that this will give you the minerals that you need to sustain yourself and your family. I don't really want to get into the 92 minerals and stuff because it's a whole different conversation. But what I would say is that this, in a fasting situation, is going to sustain you better than damn near anything on this planet. Seed vegetables is where, you know, where we started out. Our DNAs came from the seed. I mean, everything came from the seed. So sea moss, you got the purple moss, and y'all know you can always send me a DM. Working on the website, so you can get this anytime, any place. Just hit me. Abundance of carrots here. Got the beets on that too. So same situation. I don't really eat beets all the time, but you know, in a situation like this, I'm going to trim them and I'm going to preserve them. I forget what kind of basil it is, but chocolate basil. Ooh. Shout out to Empress Wool. So right here I have some hyssop, and when protecting ourselves from viruses and different pathogens and stuff, the wild nucleotides, the wild herbs are what we use to protect ourselves. The plants have the information directly from the sun, and they hold information from the cosmos, from the earth. They in turn give our body the information and tell us, or communicate how to protect ourselves, and you know, they give us big iron and different things that we need to sustain ourselves. So this is you know, this is just something from our garden over at Fort Worthington Community Garden. So yeah, you know. So yeah, so we got to head over to the garden now, and I'm gonna show you guys what we got going on over there.
Wanna listen to Granny, man, but she listen to preach.